Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Can you believe it's been 25 years since Sony introduced its first Vega FD Trinitron flat screen CRT television all the way back in 1998. First one they did was a 28-inch screen. The range was produced up until 2008 when the tubes made in Singapore ceased production, making way for Sony's awful range, in my opinion, of LCD TVs they produced back in the early days, not forgetting plasma screen technology of course. Before this colour range of televisions using Sony's Trinitron technology, introduced around 1972, they had always had a recognisable tube, which was flat vertically and with a horizontal curve. The new FD range of televisions were a lot more weighty than their predecessors, due to the front glass having to be a lot thicker to prevent tube implosion. Something else with these Vega TVs of the time is their back seemed to be a lot deeper than the predecessors. Some of that distance was most likely lost from the curve. Being a flat screen now, the guns had to be a little bit further back, so the distance from front to back was that little bit more, whereas before it was lost in the curve at the front of the tube. So as I mentioned before, the first one that came out was actually a 28-inch screen, and then they did a 32-inch screen. And if I remember rightly, the price of that, I think for the 28-inch, I think was around about £2,300. Not forgetting it was one of the first TVs from Sony to have an integrated digital freeview tuner back in the day. And as time went on, they did a 14-inch like this kind of one here, and they went right up to a whopping 36 inches for the European market at least. And I can tell you now, we certainly dreaded delivery days at the Sony Centre when we knew the 36-inch TVs were on their way, because these weighed in at a whopping 98 kilos. I always remember the boxes for them actually. They had 4 plastic handles around the bottom so you could lift it, and they said it was a 4-person lift at the time. And you would take the plastic handles out to lift off the top of the box, revealing the TV inside, and they were certainly very front heavy. So here we have a small 40-inch Vega television. It's actually the only Vega that I have because I just don't have the room. I did actually have a 32-inch back in the day. I think it was around about 2001 I bought that, and I think it was around about 899. I still remember the model number actually. It was a Sony KV-14FF1 It was an analogue television, Nikon stereo. I think it had 2 SCART sockets on the back, an audio out, along with the standard camcorder inputs on the front. This example here I've had for probably about 4 years now, and this has a built-in video recorder, VHS video recorder. We didn't actually sell quite a lot of these at the time, but they were there for people who obviously wanted a spare set for like a bedroom, for example. I remember selling them, and the price I think was around about $419.99, which sounds like a lot of money, but while this was still being sold around 2001-2002, Sony started bringing out their LCD TVs. And we used to sell a 14-inch, I think it was actually a 15-inch, yes it was, a 15-inch LCD TV was £1,049.99, which was a hell of a lot of money back then. It was certainly a frivolous buy if you were going to buy something like that. They also did this in a 21-inch version as well, and I think that was around about £550, £580 if I remember rightly. I don't ever remember selling any of those actually. It was more the 14-inch that people seemed to go for. So I picked this one up about 4 or 5 years ago now. I actually stumbled across it in a charity shop, and I paid just $7.99 for it. I couldn't believe it when I saw it actually. It was in immaculate condition. Since I've owned it, it's got a couple of little marks on it, as they do. But it all works. It's an analogue set, so there's no digital tuner built in. And the video recorder has something called Video Plus, and that works absolutely fine as well. So let's have a look at this 14-inch set, shall we, and see what kind of inputs and outputs it has. So behind the front flap you have a mechanical on-off switch on the left hand side there. Next to that is the headphone socket, composite video in, mono audio in, timer record, video input, volume up and down, and program up and down. And then next up you have Sony's famous jog dial. They did a number of these jog dials on devices over the years. I've seen them on Vios and mini-disc recorders as well. And as you can see here, I'm using it to set the timer recording. It's a very simple affair actually, and a very good system. Certainly a lot easier than some of the earlier systems back in the day. Then on the far right hand side you have the remote sensor and the standby button. 3 LED indicators indicating timer record and standby. Above this is the VHS controls, stop, fast forward, rewind, play and pause, along with the eject button. This is a mono set, so there's only one speaker on the left hand side. It's quite sparse around the back here, just a place for your plug, an aerial socket and a single SCART socket. And here you can see it's made in Spain and the serial number and the Video Plus and Plus code trademarks. And the weight of this television is actually 15.6 kilograms, which is quite a lot for a portable television, but then it does have the bonus of having a built-in VCR as well. As I mentioned before, these Vega sets are very deep, and you can see just how deep this one is. It's actually the length of 2 full-size DVD or PlayStation cases. Okay, time to test the picture quality, and what better device to use than this old PlayStation 2 from around the same era as this television.
I know this place. It feels like I've been here before.
This place used to be a military base. I can still maintain a presence here. Destroy all of their remains and deal a heavy blow against their military might.
Hey, Shadow. I gotta ask you something. Vector told me that he wants me to fight
not
my
here.
top secret.
I've actually got my son playing here because I've not played Battlefront before. I didn't want to just be wandering around aimlessly not knowing what I was doing for this demonstration. An RGB cable certainly improved the picture quality here. You see a little bit of fuzziness using the composite cables.
No Union ship to secure a stronger foothold for our troops.
Sniper, get down!
Now take one of those walkers down before they do some serious damage.
Super battle droid, take him down! Roger and left. Take down that staff. Come
And here's a quick demonstration of the VHS video recorder that's built in. Interesting, it is actually a recorder as well, not just a player. So you can record what you're watching basically, but if you want to record a digital signal or something else, you would have to use the external input on the back using the SCART socket. It also has something called Video Plus. This was a system basically which allowed you to enter some numbers, and it would set a timer recording for you out of the TV guide. So there you have it, the Sony Vega KV-14FE1 video combi from the year 2000. Sony did quite a few models in that 10-year reign of this product line. My favourite one at the time was the Architecture range, which came in white with an alloy trim. They also did a matching video recorder and DVD player, which were quite expensive at the time. The DVD player was the 725 model, I had that myself in black. But as they say, all good things must come to an end, which brings me to the end of this video. Well, I hope you enjoy watching it with me. It's always very interesting taking a trip down memory lane, looking back at old tech we used to sell back in the day. So I guess that just leaves me to say, as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll be seeing you. And if you did enjoy watching this video, you may want to take a look at some of my other videos on similar themes. I'm always buying something on eBay, some old piece of technology, and trying to repair it. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching.